Good Monday morning, everybody. Thought I would do a little check-in with you guys and say hello. I had a really busy weekend with church. This weekend was meat fair for us. So basically, I'm Eastern Orthodox Christian. If you guys, the only reason I really talk a lot about that on here is because it affects my life directly and how I'm eating. So I try not to go into too many things outside of like what I'm doing to lose weight, but you know, my life stuff obviously affects it. So we have in the Eastern Orthodox Church, we have periods of fasting and periods of feasting. There are fasts and there are feasts, and you know, the perspective on that is how can you really have a feast if you haven't had the fast first? So fasting for us in the Orthodox Church is we have periods of time that we fast from certain things, and we also have more church, pray more. That's the focus. And then we also focus on alms, or you know, doing charitable acts and that sort of thing. And we have it's not like the Western Church where you kind of pick what you want to fast from. We have like a fasting rule. So I know you guys have asked me in the past. It can be really challenging for me because of my propensity to gain weight on all the carbs. So during Lent, we fast from meat, we fast from dairy, we fast from wine, we fast from oil. Now, if you have health conditions or other things going on, you know, you just talk to the priest and because we have like some type 1 diabetics, and you know, we have people with different health conditions and they can't do the full fast. But really, fasting is not fasting without prayer. And so the main component is to just, you know, have more intentional prayer and keep, you know, your prayer rule. So there's a brief little description. I know it sounds odd because we're Eastern Christian, we're not Western Christian. So it's just a different, you guys can look up Eastern Orthodoxy. If you've ever seen My Big Fat Greek Wedding, we are in communion with the Greek churches and the Russian churches and the Coptic churches and the Antiochian churches. We happen to be the American Orthodox. So, but we adopt things, the Greek church, you know, we adopt things. In fact, on Sunday we sang one of our hymns in Russian and in Greek and in English, but we have English speaking services mostly. We do 100% English speaking service. I don't know why I said mostly. We have times of the year that we'll sing things in other languages, which is actually really fun. So yesterday was meat fair, so we say goodbye to meat now until Pascha, which is Greek, right? Greek for Passover, which is Easter. So when I talk about Easter, or I may say Pascha, and you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's Easter. It's Easter. So there's your little history lesson, or your little cultural lesson for the day. So we have Pascha, we have Easter coming up. We do 40 plus days of fasting. And we start first, we get rid of the meat. And then this next Sunday is cheese fair, and that's where we get rid of the cheese until Easter. And you can imagine how fun that is, and celebratory, and just the feast of feasts on Easter when we are able to have those things again and celebrate what I believe is the resurrection of Christ. I mean, let's do it with meat and cheese and wine, of course. So you guys know I've been doing the WonderSlim stuff. It's going okay. I will tell you that the little packages and things, I don't know that I could do this for longer than March. I think it's going to work well with the fast, because basically all of those things you do during the day, and I use like almond milk and stuff anyway in a lot of them. And then for dinner I can have a fast-friendly meal, because it's a meal that you make yourself, and so you can choose kind of what types of lean proteins and vegetables you want. And there's a lot of fast friendly lean proteins that I can have. So it will be fine for March, and then I'm going to reevaluate in April. So the goal is to do it for March and weigh in on Wednesdays, and I have not had any time to vlog. To edit. I think I could vlog so much easier if I didn't have to edit. So I think that's why these little check-ins are easy for me, because I can just talk to you guys and then upload it, and I don't have to take an hour or longer to put together a video for you all. If you watch many other YouTubers, you'll see we constantly will talk about that, the fact that editing is the issue. It's not the filming. The filming part is really fun and easy. It's the sitting down and making time, especially for those of us that are really, really busy, making time for editing that is the issue. So I still have 2 vlogs to edit. I don't know when I'm going to get to that, but I hope this week I can get another one up for you guys. But, be patient with me. A lot of this is just because things are a little busier. I have a above case of patients now. So caseload for us is 25. I have 28. And then we're starting a transition with me that I've talked about a little bit, and I can't really go into that much, honestly, but because we don't have the funding yet for it. So the idea is that I will have team 2. I will have my own team of nurses. And so instead of having patients, I will have nurses that have patients. And we'll be able to grow the program. We'll be able to double the program. But we have to get the funding because we're grant funded through the state. So I work for the state. You guys know that. So all of that has to happen. And somebody mentioned this jokingly, and if any of you guys know that work for the state, any state, things go slowly. So you have to write you have to write a grant, and you have to have a proposal, and you have to tell them how you're going to set it up. And we have I have a community advisory board meeting tomorrow that I have started with one of the cabs, and there's a lot of things that have to happen to implement a model. But that being said, the idea is I'm being promoted up, and it's going to be a lot like when I built the HIV clinic. So, and I just love what I'm doing. I think going into year 3 with my moms now, and seeing how the model has changed their lives, it's amazing. Our whole model is based on breaking the cycle of poverty in first-time low-income moms. That's who we serve. And it is just so cool to see these moms. They amaze me, and they're so inspiring. And I think it took me some time, really digging in and doing the work to understand and appreciate what was happening. Year 1, I was like, what am I doing? I just remember thinking that. I probably said it on here, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Year 2, it was oh my gosh, I have all these new babies and new moms, and it's really stressful for them. And then it was stressful for me as their nurse. And now going into year 3 and having my first graduates, and just seeing from point A to point B, the growth, it's just so inspiring. I think any of the nurses that start this really have to give it 3 years to understand what they're doing. So I've been incredibly inspired, especially during a pandemic, and then we had this recent snowstorm, and the resiliency of people. It makes me feel what are you whining about? You know what I mean? Come on. I see people that have just been given the worst circumstances turn it around and just do really amazing things. And I'm Amy, get it together, ma'am. So if anything, I think it's changed me more than it's really even changed anything for anybody else as a nurse. And I'm really, really excited. So that's been great. I think over the last year, the beginning of the year, I was looking at doing something different. I think I talked to you guys about going into academia. I got that interview. They called me. They were going to interview me. And then my boss talked to me about staying and starting my own team. And I was just like, this makes sense. You know, I would love to go teach at the university at some point, but I think right now that's on the back burner, and this is what I want to put my energy into. So really exciting, really, really exciting. I'm just thrilled. So that's good. I'm in a really good place with that, and I am really trying to settle into where we live. It's been difficult. I think as the priest's wife, it's just difficult. It's like having lots of children. I don't know that they recognize that they're my children, but that's what it feels like. And so just having appropriate boundaries and letting people go that need to go, and welcoming, you know, people that are coming, and just realizing that it is the churches are very fluid, dynamic organisms made up of people, and you have all kinds of different people in churches, and you just have to love them, and then, you know, embrace them, and then let them go if they need to go. And that's where we've been this last year. There's been a lot of coming and going, and we're getting ready to actually baptize and chrismate 18 new people at Easter this year at Pascha, which is really, really exciting. So it's really cool to see people come in during this situation that we've had. There's something just really encouraging about people working on, I don't know how to, I guess this is the only way I can really say it. This is not necessarily what I mean, but working on their spirituality. I don't know. I guess if you had like a term for it, I don't know what else to say. It's hard to explain, but it's really, really cool to see people doing that. And then also people in community as opposed to online. I think like our community is so awesome and positive, but there are so many communities out there that are toxic and not positive. Facebook, I believe, can be one of those. And on Facebook, you have to be so intentional about who you're talking to and what you're looking at and who your friends are on there. I have amazing friends on my nurse Facebook, like my N is for Nurse Facebook. I just feel so blessed. I don't see any toxic anything from you guys. You guys are amazing. I really am just so thankful for you all. You have no idea. How much I've gotten out of this community. And then in my personal life, you know, it's like, I have days that I'm like, why? I need to not ever look at this again. So, anyway, I have a meeting to go into, but I just wanted to check in and say hi. I'm doing well. I'm still on plan. We'll see on Wednesday if we have a loss or not. And we're just going to be consistent this month with this and then reevaluate. I think this is what nurses do. We set up a care plan. We work the care plan, and then if it doesn't work or if something needs to be tweaked, because a lot of times it's working, but something needs to be tweaked, then we reevaluate and we tweak and we set up something that works a little better. I think that's where I'm at. So I'm not sure that I can do the packets and things because I'm missing. I like to eat, if you guys have watched my food vlogs in the past, I really like to eat a lot of whole foods and a lot of fruits and veggies and proteins and beans, and I don't like to feel like anything is off limits, and I feel like to have a lot of structure this month is great, and also for Lent this is great, you know, long term. I don't know what that looks like, but I'm having fun. So I hope you guys are doing well out there. Thanks everybody for your comments and support. I will be checking in on Wednesday with the weigh-in, and we'll see. I've got my water with my Propel in it. I don't know if you guys drink Propel, but it has electrolytes and I really like it. So I'm drinking my Propel this morning, and I've had my little breakfast situation, coffee situation, and we are gonna go into work and have a blessed day. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.